worst enemy, you know, and that's exactly what Apostle Paul, is speaking on in Romans 7 as well. Yeah, it's like
I was gonna say, when you come into this knowledge and this truth, eating, knowing what to eat, you gain that knowledge. So I don't want to eat this because it may have gelatin in it, and we know that most gelatins now has pork in it. So we would be, going off. And it's several other things. Even the lawful meats we eat, we don't want to overindulge in those because we don't know what the hell we eat in this society. So
Cancer. A lot of this shit is cancerous.
Yeah.
A lot of it, it has chemicals in it. It's processed. Carcinogens in it. So a lot of it is cancer producing. So you want to be leery of your intake of meats. Not to say that you can't have meat at all, but we do everything in moderation.
And it all boils down to what you have control. Whatever you can do, you can't control it. Sirach 32 and 20. Go not in a way wherein thou mayest fall, and stumble not among the stones. Yeah, man. If you like the brother was saying, pretty much broke it down. Whatever you know yourself. You know what your weaknesses are. But at the end of the day, you know how much of something you should do. I got another quick research.
Let me make a statement. In order to fight that temptation, you gotta have the Lord. The Lord helps you fight those temptations and fight those urges, and it's not wrong, but your flesh is still telling you to go do it. But you gotta ask for guidance from the Lord. You have to pray, fast. It's several ways that the Lord communicates with us, and you have to really seek Him. And it also goes back to fearing the Lord too. It's like you got it.
1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13. There have no temptation taken but such as is common to man. And we all in this flesh, we all fall victim to temptation. But like the brother said, we all have levels of different levels of tolerance that we can take. And the Lord knows that. It says, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you, meaning to allow you to be tempted above that you are able. So the Lord knows your level of tolerance and what you can and can't do. So certain things that you may be weak to, the Lord will give you just enough of that testing, so to speak, that He know you can handle it. And He gonna see what you're gonna do with it. He gonna see, okay, like the brother said, if you like to drink, okay, I'm gonna put you in a situation where, well, it's not the Lord doing it. He's allowing you to be put in that situation.
Yeah.
He allows you to be around alcohol to see if you're gonna give into it. He allows you to be around married women to see if you're gonna give into it. It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
That thought comes to your mind, I shouldn't be doing this. Get the fuck out of here. And that usually happens right before you fuck up.
With the
right
world,
before you make the decision to fuck up, that thought comes to your mind.
That's what the world call your conscience, man. You got demons in one ear and you got angels in the other ear, like the cartoon.
Yeah, kind
The cartoon's the best way to look at it. And the evil one over here and the right one, don't do it. You're gonna regret it later. Nah, do it. It's great. You love it. It'll be fun. And just like old times. No. And then they fight it, But you gotta really fight that inside yourself.
Yeah.
And know which one is telling you the right thing and roll with that every time. I got it.
Just continue on. It says,
You got something?
but with the temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able to bear it.
You may be able to bear it. You got it? I'm about to still, homie. You got it.
Sirach 4 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline.
Now hold on, that she is talking about wisdom. Because wisdom is like a comely and delicate woman, a beautiful woman. And if you gotta have care for her, you gotta desire her, you gotta want her to be with her. You gotta give her that attention. You always gotta have that thought of wisdom before you do anything. And so when you do, she's gonna try you to see if you're gonna stay with her. If you're gonna stay faithful to me, he gonna choose me every time, or he gonna go off with some strange doctrine, some strange philosophy, strange women that they just gonna run through him and leave him broke and drunk and passed out, like on the Hangover movies. You know what I mean?
Real quick, I'm gonna read it again. It says, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him. Meaning, you know, it might be a point in time when the flesh might try to cause you to do something perverse or crooked.
Okay.
But right in that moment, that's when you start to fear and dread. The fear of the Lord comes upon you, and you stop to think, what are the consequences?
Yep.
If I follow through with this and I do it, and I satisfy my flesh, what's gonna come to me once this is done?
Yeah, you break
What's
that
gonna
law.
come back upon me?
Break that law. Those judgments coming.
Yeah. It says, and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Like a perfect example. When Joseph
Yep.
and the Pharaoh's wife,
Yep.
she tried to come on to him,
Yep.
and
Even
instead
the
of
manhandled him to take the clothes off.
she pretty much raped him.
Yep.
And he pretty much tried to talk some sense into her, like, what are you doing? I can't do this.
Yeah.
Cause the fear of the Lord came upon him in that moment. It was so bad when she tried to, come on to him. He fought her off of him to where his garment came off of him. He fled basically butt naked.
In this day and age, most men that are pursued by a fine-looking woman,
If she's married,
she's married, they more than likely they're not thinking she's married or she has a man. They all in like, all right, let's get it on.
Especially if she's coming with that type of energy towards you.
Right. She's all into
well,
him.
you know how Jake is.
Yeah.
I ain't turning down nobody.
Is it alright if I shake y'all's hand on the way out?
We'll adapt.
Whatever.
You don't have to get it.
You need the channel name.
I appreciate it a lot. Like, I just wanted to get a little flesh on this.
I'll give you a YouTube also.
I'm gonna finish this too.
Alright, sir.
It says, then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and shew him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
Hey, but if she goes off,
Yeah.
she don't stick with it. If you don't
If
stick
that
with her,
spirit leaves you,
yep.
the Lord will give you over to your demons. The demons that overtook you. And the latter end is worse than the first. At the first. All right. It says, observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. So yeah.
I got two precepts.
Yep.
The first one is Proverbs 25 and verse 28. It's a short one in the NLT. It says, a person without self-control is like a city broken down. It's like a city with broken down walls. So it takes a lot of self-control. It takes discipline, to know what your vices are and how do I overcome this. If you can't rule over your spirit, you're open unto everything, man.
That analogy in that city without walls, that city, if it don't have walls, it's vulnerable.
Open.
And I can
Anybody
recognize
come
my
to take over.
repeat behavior is my thing that I feel like I'm not even no good for because I've done it and I know it. And I've done it again. And I still,
But nobody's perfect. So that's why we never did with that home school. I'm gonna read this real quick, and then you can read that, so you can know where that's at also. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And your soul is your spirit and your body together makes a soul. Okay? So if your spirit is angry, but you're only physically, your flesh is only physically say 5'2" or something, you can't have that same anger with everybody 6 feet. You can't have that short man complex as they say. You gotta know how to rule. Whatever your spirit is and your flesh together, you have to figure out what works for you to keep you in a good spot using wisdom. But you're gonna be tempted though.
You're gonna be tried.
You're gonna be tried to see if you're gonna use that discipline of wisdom.
The scripture also say, a just man falleth 7 times and gets up. So you're gonna go off, you're gonna do wrong in the flesh. But the scriptures also say, Most High has not given any man license to sin. So it's not free will to go do whatever you want. It's in the times when you know, lose patience, so to speak. In the times when you just, you know,
I don't have any group or anything like this of friends, but if you guys knew how hard I work at it all the time and how much changes I've made, especially with violence or acting out, and I just call it a non-conflict resolution. It's like my favorite thing in thinking, but obviously sometimes you can't always exercise that, but I've been doing it for years. And trying, I work really hard, but it's just me. Like there really isn't anybody else. So you see other people working at it, it doesn't even matter. It just gives more hope.
And that's part of what this is. Unlike in some of the prophets, even Noah, you got other people around that's doing the same thing, that's walking the same. We may not be in the same place in the past, but we've been down that road already. So we can be like, hey, watch out for this and that. Tell you, or you might know something that we don't know. Hey, I heard that somebody else is doing this, and watch out for this. You just don't know. But what you do know is that we're all headed toward that righteous place, and the directions is through here, through the understanding of this book. A little more on this. It says, "Set thy heart aright." Talking about get your mind prepared for this.
Done.
Right? And constantly endure and go through it, endure through it. Right? It says, and make not haste in time of trouble. Don't be like, well, let me hurry this. Don't be so quick to hurry up and rush through stuff. Sometimes you gotta sit back, like taking that long walk. You have to sit back and figure some things out. Figure out why the Lord got you going through it. What am I supposed to gain? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to go through? You know? It says, cleave unto him, the Heavenly Father, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end, that you may grow spiritually at the last end. Right? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Right? And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Alright? So you're going to be tried, but you're also going to be refined in the furnace of affliction and adversity. The things you go through is supposed to make you righteously better, spiritually better. So he's got to send us through stuff. We've been through all kinds of stuff. You know, collectively, when you think about what we've been through, like, yeah, we've been through a bunch of different stuff. No different than what probably what you've been through. But now having an understanding, we were able to grow from it. So now those experiences, if you follow this path continually, you'll be able to grow from them as well.
You don't have to get hit to know it hurt.
You don't do what?
You don't have to get hit to know it hurt.
Now, if you want to know exactly how it hurts,
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah,
Maybe
nah.
you're meant to know that. You gotta
Right.
take that
I'll
blow.
be lucky enough to see y'all here next Sunday, and I
Alright.
appreciate everybody's time.
I got
And
one
knowledge
more.
and wisdom.
You got one more for
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more.
Yeah.
Like you acknowledge this. You know, once you get that word, you ain't, you know, there's no more excuse. So
You said
Responsible.
once you leave, we're gonna be tempted, bro. It may be when you get to the corner. It may be a week from now. But now you know the truth, so now you gotta seek the Lord that much more, bro.
And pray and hope that you're an Israelite and not
It's
an
already,
Edomite.
this conversation will take me 2 days to process because I'll reflect on everything, but I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
Thanks.
What you say, bro?
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
if he's an Israelite, then, you know, he might make that, you know, transition. If he's an Edomite, it's going to all seep out by the morning. You know? But you don't want to receive all this
Yeah.
Right.
only to, you know,
Condemnation, yeah.
condemnation.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that's it was funny because right before he came up, you know, somebody told me, man, oh, somebody came up. We had somebody come up and have a dialogue. And then we looked up a few minutes later, he was standing there. And I was like, he's just standing there to get to the pay thing, or he's just standing just to stop and listen for a minute and walk off. But then, how long was he here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, asking good questions, receiving the answers good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jake don't.
If he's a Jake, hey,
Raise his hand.
Yeah.
yeah, he's respectful up here. He come up-
But you know what what narrative this destroys? Black
Right,
Hebrew
right.
Israelites.
Yeah.
We only deal with just black people. It is a black thing. Vocab, come on, man.
We got to show them.
But we understand, like, they gotta use
Yeah.
false narratives
Yep.
to smear us.